Technology has seen a recent widespread integration into daily life where access to vast amounts of information is now available with ease. Today's generation of students has grown up with technology all around them in an ever-increasing manner. To create an effective 21st century classroom that meets the needs of the student, a modern teacher must factor a student's motivation to learn and the effects technology has on inclusionary education. Motivation is the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behaviors. It is what causes us to act in certain ways to reach the goal or objective. In this aspect of teaching and learning process, some research that have been conducted show that students will feel motivated through the specific use of technology in the classroom, whether it be for pedagogical purposes or for accommodation. Therefore, we had decided to opt one respondent who really expert in the field of IT and education to provide some insights and sharing upon this topic. The respondent that we had chosen to be interviewed was Dr. Osman Talib. Dr. Osman is a senior lecturer of University Putra Malaysia and currently teaching in the Faculty of Educational Study. He had pursued his study for the Doctor of Education degree at the University of Adelaide, Australia. Dr. Osman Talib had conducted several research that emphasize on the area of computer and technology. Some of his novel research are computer in education, science education and constructivism, computer animation to teach complex and dynamic science concepts, and experimental research and science education. Dr. Osman also currently teaching 4 major courses in his faculty, which encompass IT in education, chemistry teaching method, science for secondary school, and lastly, science laboratory management.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. That is a very common question because technology is something, it's not actually something new to the new generation, okay, especially for school students, okay, they were born with technology, okay. So having technology in school actually as part of the instructional tools, okay. We cannot deny that teacher will always be the best tool in order to deliver any lessons, okay, during the lesson, but we can enhance, okay, because as a human, teacher has lots of weaknesses, limited capability to deliver, especially something that is abstract. So by showing video, for example, by showing a real life example, okay, through videos, through application, through games, that will give an authentic lesson to the students, so that will enhance their motivation, because they love to see something real rather than just talk and chalk, okay, as a traditional way of delivering lessons. So the content is become more complex nowadays, because we are talking about not only Malaysia, we are talking about whatever happened all over the world. That's why we need to use tools in order to bring any example as close as possible to the student context. Okay, that's why they will enhance their motivation, because technology is part of their life nowadays. So from my point of view, students should be engaged, okay, with lesson, and then technology, especially digital technology, is part of the way that they can engage to what they are going to learn, okay, during the classroom lesson. Okay, we use the nature of game in order to bring student anxiety, okay, to learn something new. Okay, in game what we have actually, firstly we have a stages. When we use game-based learning, we start with the, let's say, first phase where the task is so simple for the student to accomplish. Then we move to the second stage where the stage is more challenging for the student. That will encourage them to think harder, to try harder, because students love challenge. But at the same time, games actually reduce what we call student cognitive load. Cognitive load means they have to think a lot of concept in the same time simultaneously. But by using game, we can break into few parts, okay, of the concept, so that they can achieve the first concept, maybe the more simple concept, and or the single concept, and then we move to the more complex concept. So that is the concept of the game. Okay, even we have what we call warming up. Maybe we give a simple example, simple exercise. Maybe we can show them the background of the concept by using game to solve a very simple task. Then we move more complex and complex, and we also give reward. Okay, when we play game, we got reward. Why student engage to game? Because they have a element of sound effects, element of musics. Okay, so it will optimize all the student senses. Okay, from the sight, from the hearing, okay, and then thinking, okay, and then solving a simple task. And they are not going to be graded A, B, or C. Okay, maybe they have score, and then they try to get more score and more score. There is no punishment in terms of punishment in the real lesson, where sometimes they cannot make mistake. But by using game-based learning, players can make mistake and improve, so that they can avoid to do the same mistake again. So the nature of game-based learning is actually one of the best way, and not the main way of instruction, but maybe just a supplementary, okay, once in a while, especially to make the learning process from different perspective. Okay, we use digital, for sure we use textbook, sometimes we use direct instruction from the teachers, sometimes we go to lab, or sometimes we have some kind of hands-on activity, presentation. So we need a lot of variety of delivering lessons. Okay, and one of the best way for sure is game-based learning. Okay, so that's why we need to know the process that they offer from the game-based learning, and then we try to make it a kind of lesson, but not too much on gaming. Okay, but the content of the game must connect to the concept that they have to learn, they have to master at school. As far as KPM is concerned, I noticed that there are a lot of competition at school level, district level, state level, even at national level. They organize what they call innovation competition. Okay, so that the teacher are encouraged, okay, to use technology, and then to train their students to use technology, and then bring that technology to innovation competition. Okay, I think that is one way of encourage them to involve in using technology. And another step, okay, taken by the KPM is to encourage teacher to upload their teaching material via YouTube. So there is a community of teachers. They call it Cikgu Tube. Okay, there is a community of teachers. They call it Cikgu Tube, and this is recognized by the KPM. And most of teachers were given a Guru Cemerlang, excellent teacher. Most of the teacher who get excellent teacher is a teacher who use a lot of technology. So using technology is something encouraged by the KPM because it is so difficult for KPM to determine one specific way, okay, of using technology. So they give a flexibility to the teacher to choose whatever tools they love to use, mastering in it, and then use it in the teaching and learning process. So by recognizing Cikgu YouTube, as well as organizing a lot of competition for digital innovation, computer innovation, that is ways, as long as I notice, conducted, okay, by the Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. I don't think newbies have a problem with technology. Okay, though the group that have a lot of difficulties is the veteran teacher. The most experienced teacher, you know why? Because they are familiar with traditional way of teaching the student. So it's so difficult to ask them to change the way they are teaching their student. But for newbies, I think the challenge is not the manpower. The challenge now is to prepare the infrastructure for the newbies to practice, because they learn a lot of ways of delivering their lesson at university level. They use a lot of digital technology. So now, in order to implement it, so the school need to have a very good infrastructure, maybe training, so that they can upgrade their understanding. Okay, so for newbies, I think that is not that much difficult to train them, because they are fresh, they have fresh idea. They don't stick with one specific way of teaching. But for the veteran, the most experienced teacher, so I think this group is more significant, okay, for the Kementerian to look after, so that they can also include a part of their study, of their teaching process with technology. Okay, so if you ask me, I think newbies, what they need maybe training. I think they are willing to learn new things, new stuff, in order to teach effectively to the student. And another challenge is also to equip the school with any technology or tools that needed by these newbies. I don't think there will be a kind of reluctance. I think they will accept it, but we need to prepare them with the environment that they can utilize in order to teach by using technology. Okay, when we talk about technology, we don't talk only technology as a tool to teach the student. It also tools to create a network, meaning that teacher should have what is called PLC teachers, not only in this country as well as at another country, so they can learn a lot of skill, digital skill, maybe instructional skill, technology skill, whatever skill they need, by creating a good established networking with another teacher locally or internationally. I think that is my last suggestion, because it's no point for us just to stick with tools to teach students, but in the same time we also need, or the teacher needs to upgrade also their knowledge by discussing action idea with teachers abroad.
Technology and students are inseparable. Students nowadays are born with technology surrounding them, and the use of technology in the classroom is something that can undeniably enhance their motivation in learning. Technology has become a part of the teaching process, and there are a plethora types of teaching methods used by both teachers and students. For example, a new learning method called the digital game-based learning introduced by Dr. Othman. According to his research, this type of teaching method is very productive and comprehensive to the students. This is because games are something that is very familiar and close to the young generation. In addition to that, teachers have also been approached by the ministry to advocate themselves in this kind of technology teaching in order to flag themselves towards the changing of times and trends. However, Dr. Othman also emphasized how technology is there to enhance the learning process and student motivation, but not to become the main tool or only tool for teaching. Overall, we can conclude that teachers certainly play an important role in enhancing students' motivation in learning through the way students are familiar and already part of their life, which is technology. Thank you, and that's all from us.